Hi, I'm Dr. Janet Hall, clinical psychologist and hypnotherapist, and I've also written 8 books and 6 of them are on parenting. So today I'm here to talk to you about this book called Fight-Free Families. So how many of you would have put your hand up and said, I want one of those because I hate it when people fight in our family? I understand, because they say that 80% of families have had their first fight, somebody's picked on somebody else, before 9 a.m. in the morning. You see, there isn't such a thing as a fight-free family. I have lots of tips in this book that I know that if you implement will minimise the chance of fights, prevent fights, help you manage fights and overcome fights really, really quickly. But families are, in general, where we learn about fighting, and hopefully that ultimately fighting hurts and we have to think up other ways. So for instance, in categorising the kinds of fights that you might have, there's assertive fights where it's actually good for people to learn to stand up for themselves and ask for what they need. And then there's attention-seeking fights. Now, you know that from the toddler who says, me, let me do it, let me have a turn. Or simply, notice me, I'm feeling angry and I want your attention. Then there are defensive fights where, of course, if a child's been attacked by another sibling, they're going to fight back. The key is to teach them that all that does is perpetuate fights, and think of world wars. It doesn't work. Sometimes a child will fight with another child to distract the parents from what they know they just got in trouble for. So we can have distracting kinds of fights. And then you can have what we call environmental fights. Now, just like if you put a whole lot of little creatures like rats in a room and you overcrowd the room, the rats will fight. So at least nowadays most families have family rooms where kids can be and parents can have their own living areas. That minimises fights. Ideally, a child could have their own bedroom, but many of us have lots of kids and small houses. So the important thing is to encourage your child to have their own little private space, and that nobody else is allowed to go into that place and not take their things. Because getting something is a good reason to fight too. And of course children have to learn the rules that if I don't own something, it's not mine and I have no right to go take it. Sometimes it's about power, so that one child wants to have power over the other and they'll fight them for that. Sibling rivalry is a dynamic that's different in every family, but something that parents should be really, really alert to. If you need to, you might need to get your kids to go see a counsellor, because it's really important that they learn to respect each other and not fight just because they can. In fact, it's really important that parents encourage kids to respect each other, and also that the parents themselves respect the kids. Don't scapegoat a child. That means that maybe the little redhead little boy or girl who reminds you of your own big brother, and just because of somebody's appearance, don't give them a label. Every child is special, every child is unique and deserves to be treated like that. So, stay tuned. There are so many good tips in Fight-Free Families, and they're coming up for you really soon.